Hi there, my name is Lyla, and I am the project lead for the Cosmere RPG. And today we're talking about running Chapter 1 of Stonewalkers, which is the first official and fully canonical campaign adventure for the Cosmere RPG. As the title might imply, this is for Game Masters only, so spoilers ahead. Alright, GMs, my first tip is that we have a printable tool pack called Stonewalkers GM Tools. In GM Tools, we have things like one-page chapter summaries that just go into your GM screen, things like these printouts where you can take a picture from the chapter and show it to your players, printable NPC profiles, the adversaries for the chapter, and more. Chapter 1 introduces the main conflict of Stonewalkers, which is that there is a corrupted Radiant who secretly steals Talon's Honor Blade and eventually threatens all of Roshar. When the story starts, the Shin Stone Shaman Tazo, say that 10 times fast, is on a covert mission to retrieve the lost Honor Blade. Now, he used to be part of a whole retinue of Stone Shamans, but they were assassinated, and therefore he has hired your player characters as bodyguards. For this chapter, your goal as a GM is to do two things. The first is to have Tazo explain what the heck is going on, and the second, spoiler alert, is to have Tazo ultimately fail. Tazo dies trying to save the Honor Blade, and on his deathbed, he asks the player characters to take over his quest. To prepare for Chapter 1, I encourage all GMs to check out the introduction where there's a section called Character Connections. The whole point of this section is to tie your player characters' personal journeys into the journey of Tazo and the Honor Blade. Also, while I'm talking about the introduction, we devote a couple of pages to doing a speed run of Roshar lore. So if you have a player that maybe hasn't read the books, this is a great resource for walking them through everything they'll need to know for the adventure. Beyond introducing the main conflict for the story, the other goal of Chapter 1 is to introduce the Cosmere RPG game system. You'll start by running your characters through some simple skill tests as they explore a caravan crossroads. Next, you'll introduce two more elements of the game system, conversations and endeavors, when your player characters help out a family whose wagon and Chul have tipped over into a creme-filled rut. Right after, you'll run a simple combat against bandits, who oddly attack right before a high storm. But this is because it's all just a cover for the actual crime, which is the theft of the Honor Blade. When your characters discover this, they have the chance to follow the thieves into the high storm, where they find a mortally wounded Tazo and get to fight his killer. This introduces a boss combat. Throughout Stonewalkers, we have handy role-playing boxes that explain NPC mannerisms and motivations. For major scenes, there's also scene-specific opportunity and complication suggestions for when you raise the stakes and need a little inspiration. We also include these Path to Radiance sidebars, which give options for introducing Spren and swearing ideals. With Chapter 1 complete, the characters continue on to the Alethi war camps to make good on their final promise to Tazo, find his killers, and secure the Honor Blade. Alright, that's all from me today. If you've run Stonewalkers, tell us about your tips for running Chapter 1 in the comments.